Everybody, welcome back to the Terrain Studio. I'm your host, Shawn Morris. Today we have another studio update. This update's for September 6th. As promised, yesterday I was talking about the unboxings, mentioned that I had several more to do, so I thought we'd just kick off the studio update by getting into another box or two and see how far we can get. Somebody had mentioned yesterday about the boxes seem to be endless, seem to be no bottom to the box and stuff just kept coming out and coming out. I assure you there is a bottom to these boxes, but there is a fair amount of stuff in here. First thing we'll get to is the box inside the box. Inside the box here is just stock of the smoke templates. These are made by Back to Basics. We had worked on a design that I thought would cater nicely to the Flames of War crowd. I believe you can use it with War Machine or even Warhammer. The smoke template, if you haven't seen it, what it is there's a template and then it has legs that go around the sides, and the template's in two layers. So there is a template that you can reach inside of, so you can move your miniatures around. You can also set it over your miniatures so that it doesn't affect their placement. And then as well there's an additional template that goes over, and that has the markings, has some smoke clouds marked onto it, wind direction and such, and location indicators, so you can actually place it in the correct position. They do come in two types. There's the Imperial and the Metric, and the legs here on the side, they actually go around each of the four sides to give it some elevation. So it's elevated to 2 inches, which is the smoke or the height of the smoke, and then the template itself is 6 inches, which is the same as the Flames of War template. We thought it was a kind of a neat design that addressed some of the issues that I thought the Flames of War template didn't deal with. So we worked long and hard and came up with a cool design. Well, I should say Aaron came up with a cool design, and so these are available at the Back to Basics website. If you're stateside here or in Canada and you don't want to make a single order from Australia, you can always contact me via the channel or message, and I can see about getting you a template sent out. So just email me if you are interested. I'll do a video just on the templates itself so you guys can see what they look like, but they're really awesome. I brought a ton over to Poland and hooked a bunch of guys up over there, as well as the US Nationals. So hopefully those guys will start giving me some feedback on what they thought about the template, and you guys will certainly see it in any of the bat reps I do, or I think Steve over at WWPD's got a couple, and I think he's going to throw some up in his bat reps. He does the picture and text versions of the bat reps, so have a look at the site, you can see them. So there's a box full of those right there. What else do we have in here? Oh, the standard, always some clump foliage here, the light green, as if I needed any more of that. I have a bag of the conifer green, the dark stuff. This actually did need. For people that are using my tutorial that I did on RHQ to do your smoke templates, if you're going to go with any sort of clump foliage, I recommend using the dark color. I think I used the medium green in the video, but if you go with the dark color, it's a little more forgiving if you miss any on the priming. And then if anything happens to break off or flake off, you have that dark interior that's a lot less noticeable than the green. So just a tip if you want to go with the dark conifer green. Fine place to place things here. Then I have another bag here. This is the burnt grass. It's more of an olive color. This is a nice tone if you're going to blend it in with the light greens. If you want to use that for the dual tone hedges or bocage, it looks really nice. Gives you some slight variation. Apologize for the glare there. What else do we have in here? Oh, I had purchased a bunch of the Battlefront rural buildings, and if you had purchased any of the farmhouses, you'll know that for some strange reason that one particular SKU came with strange packing or lack of packing, I guess it was, where it was just cardboard separating two houses. So I ordered 4 boxes, so it's 8 buildings, and 7 of 8 roofs end up being chipped and damaged. So but Battlefront being an excellent company, I contacted them. I said, listen, I got 8 of these buildings, 7 chipped roofs. They were, without hesitation, they had no problem. They sent me out 7 brand new roofs. So here's my 7 replacement roofs. So I have those. So I do appreciate Battlefront sending those out. And like I said, if you have any customer service issues, they're a great company to deal with. Not that you have a lot of customer service issues, it's just if you happen to, you know, things get mispacked or damaged, or you get a bad mold, or maybe a bent barrel that just can't straighten out. That stuff happens. That's going to happen, especially with the volume that they're shipping. So if you do have a problem and you want to get it fixed, I mean, no hesitation. They'll fix stuff up for you, no problem. Here's some medium green clump foliage. I happen to use a little bit of this to do basing on a display board, which I have, and I'll show you. So that's open, but there it is. Something's not worth mentioning. It's just some of the I forget what it's even called. It's basically I guess I am going to mention it. It's what are they called? Briar Patch. That's what it is. It's a Briar Patch. So this is not the original packaging, but the Briar Patch comes in a solid mass with these sort of spindly pieces that come off. So what you do is you just end up cutting whatever you need off this, or you can actually, if you're doing a large scale, lay it down as a solid mat, and it just kind of gives you that sort of overgrown underbrush. Here's some dropper bottles or mixing bottles, so just so I can mix up some colors and don't have to throw them out. Here is some flake snow, so just a shaker of that. I believe I have another one of those, yeah, right up there. So 2 of those, that's for a future project. Same one as the flex paste, so the winter board. And I picked up some static grass. This is the Harvest Gold. So this looks really good around the edges of roads where you want to put down sort of dead grass. So what I do is I mix the Harvest Gold with something I unpacked yesterday. I was mentioning the olive tone flock here. So I mix those 2 together, and it gives really that kind of that dead or that worn down grass look. So that's a shaker of that. Stuff here, old videos I was using this, and I'm not sure if you've seen it or not, but it's Cobblestone Roll that's adhesive. So it's I think it's about 3 inches wide, this stuff. So it has a nice cobblestone texture. It's kind of that half moon shape or clam shape, and it looks really nice. It's a little, I mean, obviously it's one-dimensional, but it does look nice if you're going to lay down a courtyard area and then you're going to add some additional details. So I do use that occasionally, but typically I go with the basketball textured scrapbook paper that I normally have. But this is good stuff if you're ever looking for it. It does come in wider widths, and I think you can get asphalt as well with the paving lines and all that good stuff. So I get that from Scenic Express. I'm not sure the parent company that makes it, but you can get it through them. Piece of wood. I think that's it for in here. I picked up this magazine. This is the first issue of this it's called the Weathering magazine, and I was looking for a magazine that talked about rust. So this magazine has nothing but rust techniques in here. So I'm going to be trying to apply some of these techniques to the steampunk table. And there was a really cool, just flicking through here, just want to show you the picture. Yeah, there's this really cool rusted out Volkswagen that they did for diorama, and I thought it was really neat because you had like the chipping paint and the rusted windows, and even rust holes worn right through the chassis. And if you look up here, you can see that it wasn't a fully intact model to start. So I don't have any of the Tamiya colors, but let me see if you can see here. I believe this magazine, if I'm quoting correctly, is put out by the same makers of the AK Interactive products. So yeah, you can see right down here in the corner, this is the AK. So that line that I was saying I picked up of the AK products in the bag I showed, just go back to the previous video. This is the magazine that they're putting out, so I thought it would be great. Pick up the line and then check out the magazine to sort of use those together. So that takes care of that. I got another box here. I might as well do this one. It doesn't have as much in it. It had some stuff, household stuff in it, but there is a few hobby items in here. Another bag of light green clump foliage. So I don't know what that's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags I think I picked up. Some back to basics business cards. If you're interested, I can send you one of those. Picked up this cool drill bit set right here. It's the drill bits are from here over, but it's all really fine ones. It doesn't have the sizing on here, but I mean, some of them are, I'm gonna guess, maybe 1/4 of a millimeter. They're that small, so really great for, you know, pinning things and doing sort of small fiddly bits. There's another mixing bottle in there. Don't need to see that. I picked myself up another rock mold. I have a ton of these, but I didn't have this particular one there. I thought that would be really kind of good to do some rock embankments along roadsides, because they're kind of elongated shape and they're not too thick. They're not too high. So a great technique too, or a trick I found when I'm using these, is you don't have to feel obligated to fill them right to the top. If you just do them halfway, you still get a flat bottom shape as long as you kind of tap them out, and then you'll have rocks that are just half the dimension, and then you can do the full size ones. So basically you're taking your 7 to 8 rock molds, and then by half filling, 3/4 filling, and fully filling, you're increasing the amount of rock looks that you actually have. Of course, you can always smash up a larger rock into smaller ones as well, but if you're looking for the same shape but different depths, you can just do some half fills. So not a groundbreaking technique, but just something maybe somebody hasn't thought of. I picked up Zona saw. This one's kind of cool because it comes with one handle with, can't really see, but there's like 4 different blades in there, and they all fit on the same handle. It's just the they're quick switch, so you can actually leave all of them on with the big one, and then as you move down you want to remove the other blades. But I picked that up for cutting track and cutting the walls that I'm going to be getting for the steam pump table. So I picked that up. It's called a 4-in-1 saw. I got another stack here of Evergreen plastic cards. I picked up the 1/2-inch tubes. I picked up the 1/4-inch tubes, and I picked up the 1/8 inch tubes as well. So a couple packs of those. Throw those in the pile. Another mixing bottle. Some of the back to basics tile guides. Do a full video on that. I think what I'll do this weekend, I think I'll do the smoke template for you guys, and I think I'll do one of the tiles to show you how that works. And then that's the last thing in the box here. Kind of a neat thing, I'll do a little unboxing of this box here. This is called the Chopper. This is the second rendition. They had a third as well. I actually like the look of the second one better than the third. This right here is something that I should have owned a long time ago. It's kind of pricey. It's like $55 Canadian for this. That's awesome. The price tag actually comes with my name on it. That's kind of neat. I think that's something that the hobby store does, because I put in a large order in, so I just kind of have a standing order at the hobby store, but that's kind of cool. Yeah, getting back to this, the Chopper 1 was kind of a little flimsy. It was a wood-based platform, so I just didn't think it would be rugged enough for what I want to put it through. And the new one is a little bit bigger than I wanted, so this one right here is kind of the size that I need to go with the workbench that I have coming. So it's called the Chopper 2. It says down here it's a miniature wood and styrene length cutter, and it says that it's clean, quick, accurate, and you can duplicate cuts and miter cuts. So one of the problems I find when I'm cutting with plastic card is the consistency of the edges. So you get the nice machined edge from the factory, then you make your first cut, and you might get a little slight bevel to that. Then you make your second cut, and you're accommodating for the first bevel. And I find if you're trying to do any sort of consistent work with it, you know, making a fence, making a door, making a plank wall, or a plank floor, anything like that, you lose that sort of machined edge. So it's all right if you're going for an irregular edge, but if you're looking for something solid, something uniform, then you kind of lose that. So I thought this would be a great way for me to keep that machined edge on the pieces, as well as, we'll have a look at it here. I'll show you what I envisioned the usage. So a couple screws in the top. I'm not exactly sure what they're for. Maybe replacement screws. take it out. Some instructions. Okay, so here is the item itself, and it has a chopper blade right here, and it's kind of stiff, so I like that, the fact that it's not really loose. It's going to allow you to put a lot of pressure down on the cut if you need to make it. You also got some pretty decent clearance right here, so you can probably get something at the back side here at least an inch high, and at the front edge here maybe about a ½ inch. And let's put that down so I don't hurt myself. It does have some guides right here, so you can make some 45-degree angle. Sorry, this is a 30-degree here. There's a 90 there. There's a 45 there, and there's a 60 there. Really hard to see with the glare, but you can turn these guides around, and what you do is you just lay the styrene along it, make your cut, lay the styrene around, make your cut, and with this being on a pivot, you're going to get that consistency you're looking for. You don't have that wobbly blade edge coming down, and you have a really sharp blade right here that can be swapped around if you dull one side. The only thing I don't see, just quickly looking, is no replacement blade, and that could just be me missing it, but I don't think so. So no replacement blade on that. So I'll have to have a look at that, see if that's just a straight edge razor blade or not, but I can see already that, yeah,